won't be this.
Razvan for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. Delighted to have with me on Zoom the knowledge himself, Mr. Spencer Fearon. Spence, it's been a little while. How are things?
It's been all right. You know, buried my mother last month was, you know, so I was dealing with that for like the last 4 months of her being diagnosed with terminal irreversible cancer. So that's why nobody didn't really see me. You see me on the Fighters Right, me and Tony each week. But apart from that it's kind of under the radar. And yeah, but apart from that, just dealing with those kind of things, I'm all right, I'm all right.
Yeah, again, condolences to you, Spence. I know we have spoken since, but
Raz, we spoke. Number one, thank you very much for all your support, Raz. You constantly phone, constantly send me messages, constantly. But there was loads of people. So I want to leave out nobody's name who was out, like, kind of, I'm helping. But I tell you, really helped a lot, right? There's a couple guys, but who really helped a lot was actually John Fury. John Fury will phone me and you go through it. I got a lot of time a day from John Fury. John Fury and Dylan White and Derek Chisora, you know what I mean? They were really, really helpful. But there's so many, so I don't want to miss out no names, you know what I mean? And people go, but you know what I mean? But on the people that surprised me on like the calling to check in, it's like little things. And it's only when you go through like somebody passing, you realize the seriousness of mental health, and also you realize the seriousness of I actually suffer from anxiety. I never thought I could ever have those kind of things. Someone else told me that. I was like, shut up, snap out of it. What's the matter with you? And yeah, it wasn't a nice time. But the major thing is this is like, when I advocate that people only die when we forget them, I'm a true believer of that. But yeah, I have to big up everybody who went out their way to kind of check in and everything else, and that just means a lot. But seriously, massive big up, majorly to John Fury. It was really, really helpful.
Spence, can't be a fight week like it is this week without speaking to you. It's the big one. It's arguably the biggest heavyweight fight in the last year. Joshua Usyk 2 rematch. What's going through your head? We're a couple of days. It's a press conference day today. What's going through your head so far? What have you seen so far? This interviews you've heard. How's the mindset for both fighters, and how do you think it plays out on Saturday night?
I see two scenarios. It's up to the fighters what scenario actually happens. I could see Usyk comprehensively outboxing Joshua and then stopping him late. I'm going to be real. Stopping him around about round 9. That's what I could see happening. But I'm going to keep this thing 100. Usyk is fighting for his country. That is a big, massive thing. And because he's fighting for his country, that's going to give him that extra push, that extra drive, that extra, I'm going to go for it. I don't really know what Andy Joshua's fighting for. Is he fighting for his country? Is he fighting for his historical heritage? Is he fighting for his authenticity? Is he fighting for his country? What is Andy Joshua fighting for? Is it the money? Because we know he's getting a bag of money. So what's he fighting for? So, you know what I mean? When I always say, like, when you walk with purpose, you will collide with destiny. Usyk is the one that's showing that he's got a purpose. He's got a purpose. So, and because he's got that purpose, that's what makes him a dangerous guy. And also, his IQ level is very high. It's high, but it's not as high as we think it is. Because he plays these little mind tricks, we're boosting up his IQ level even higher. But Usyk's very, very good, very technically sound, right? Now, as soon as Andy Joshua realizes the purpose why he's fighting, right? And to be purpose is to be deliberate, right? And when you're deliberate, you're doing your things with meaning and action poised to get a result. And if Anthony Joshua can do that, Anthony Joshua can deal with Usyk in about 4 rounds. You see what we're talking about? I'm saying 4 rounds. I'm going to tell you why. Usyk doesn't like taking it downstairs to the body, right? We saw this in the Gassiev fight. We saw it in the Tony Bellew fight. We saw this. He don't like it downstairs to the body. We saw it in the Derek Chisora fight where he was looking to the referee, asking for assistance from the referee. If Anthony Joshua goes down to the body hard with meaning, and as my brother from another mother, Baba Tundi Ajayi says, this roadman science, Anthony Joshua can stop Usyk in about 3 to 4 rounds. I mean it. But he's got to be purposeful. He's got to be purposeful. And forget this Robert Garcia making a change and all the rest of it. You know what I mean? I'm not buying none of that rubbish, right? Because you're talking to me. I've studied boxing for years, right? It takes 3 to 5 fights to adjust to a new trainer. And he just has a load of fights where he sat down and he knows everything has been with Robert McCracken or hearing Robert McCracken's voice, right? For years he's had that, nearly a decade, more than a decade, because you're not thinking about the amateur circuit that he come through, hearing Robert McCracken, hearing the advice from Robert McCracken, day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out. And now you're trying to say you're going to readjust that, right? Psychology tells you it takes 14 days to reprogram something, 21 days to properly reprogram something. It depends how you can be rewired or how you can be reprogrammed. If Anthony Joshua takes it on board to say that I'm going to be reprogrammed and it's a war thing, roadman science, I'm going to bring it to you like that. But I'm not just going to bring it to you, I'm going to bring it to you with a technicality of art through destruction and butchery, then Anthony Joshua can come out victorious. And I want Anthony Joshua to come out victorious. And everybody else on here who is British should want Anthony Joshua to come out victorious because he brings so much to the game. If you look at the last 10 years of how this game has grown, him and Eddie Hearn, give Eddie Hearn some juice, right? Even though I don't like the fact that Eddie Hearn was trying to bad up Johnny Nelson, call Johnny Nelson a company, man. Because I never heard Eddie Hearn complain about Johnny Nelson when Johnny Nelson was bigging up some of the rubbish that he was putting on Sky. Right? I never heard you take that, oh no, Johnny, you shouldn't say that. Right. So you're a company man when it's in somebody else's favor, and when it's not in your favor, then they're definitely a company man. No, come on, man. Allow Johnny Nelson. Johnny Nelson, one of the few men out there who's been working this hustle for a hot minute. And all of this is a hustle. It's a hustle. Right? And it's good that Eddie Hearn's called his name because he's making it more relevant. Right? Eddie Hearn's under stress right now. Let's call it as it is. Right? Canelo's lost. Joshua's lost. Right? So you're under stress. They're the 2 biggest stars in boxing right now. And both of them are, sorry, I haven't forgot Tyson Fury. But then, and also, on threes, Dylan White lost. Dylan White was still kind of under the guise of Matt Trim as a stat. Frank Warren won the person. Right? So it don't look good for you right now. So I understand that if Joshua loses on the weekend, Eddie Hearn will take Prince Khalid's yacht, his speed yacht, go out to the middle of the Red Sea. That's what will happen because he's under immense pressure. But the thing about it is this: I don't laugh when other people are under pressure. You know? I don't find no happiness in looking at the demise of anybody. Right? Seriously, because we all can win. Because what was it, J. Cole? There's no such thing as a life that's better than yours. No such thing. Right? So if we have the mindset, we want to see everybody win. We want to see everybody to be successful. We want to see everybody be happy. Right? Not everybody's going to be happy over the success of other people, but not everybody's going to be laughing at the demise of other people neither. And maybe that's one thing that Eddie Hearn needs to take into place, right? Johnny Nelson is a company man because he works for a company. But don't jump on Johnny Nelson when Johnny Nelson's saying what a lot of people are saying, and you think, well, it must be Johnny. No. I know it goes. You know what I mean? At the time of my mother being ill, I was barking and shouting at loads of people, like barking and shouting. When one passed is even worse. I was taking out stuff on other people, which now, and I had to apologize straight after. I had to phone up and apologize to him because I was saying, like, I'm taking that stuff on you, but people are like, well, yeah, you just lost your mom. But on this here, this is a creation of Eddie Hearn's that he's put together, and he's put together well. He should be applauded for what he's put together. But he's under a lot of stress. the mere fact of Sky having this fight and DAZN not having it in the UK, and they say, oh, but DAZN's got everywhere else. No, we don't care about everyone else. I don't care about everybody else. I care about what happens in the UK. Sky got that fight. That's pressure already on Eddie Hearn. I mean, that's egg on his face already on Eddie Hearn. And that, it is. Let's call it as it is. So no small screens, no this, that, and all the rest of it. You know what I mean? Let's just tell it as it is. Everybody should want Anthony Joshua to win for what he brings to the game. Right? And the next thing is this. You see the time when Anthony Joshua called Lennox Lewis a clown? I was really upset with him. But on the rules, to keep it 100, at least Anthony Joshua is being Anthony Joshua there. You're talking about company, man. Anthony Joshua is the biggest company, man. Because Anthony Joshua can't really speak what he wants to speak. Right? You know, you've had a conversation with him. You know how deep. He's a very deep philosophical thinker. He's not being himself. But let me tell you this. If he wants to secure victory on August the 20th, Anthony Joshua has to be himself. And if he is himself, then he's coming back with those crowns, with also the Lineal Ring Magazine belt as well. He's going to come back with those crowns. And I pray that he comes out victorious. Because anyhow, he wastes time trying to think, trying to box. No, just go out there and give it to this guy. But do it technically. Do it technically. And when you're close to a southpaw, it doesn't matter if they're orthodox or southpaw or dead on. When you're in close range or close proximity, them being a southpaw don't mean nothing. So as long as Anthony Joshua can close gaps and work really hard, and I mean really hard, similarly to when, what was it? Evander Holyfield boxed the great Larry Holmes. And at the end of the 12th round, Larry Holmes walks back to the corner and he pukes. Vomits. Reason why he vomits because he gave everything that he had. Even though he came up second best, he knows that I gave everything that I had and I was 42 years old. Right? Anthony Joshua gives everything that he has inside of him and empties that tank. He's going to come out victorious. Stay serious. None of this smiley, jokey, and all the rest of it. Go out there and go do the business, get the job done. It's very important that Anthony Joshua comes back victorious for the simple fact that I desperately want to see Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. And on that note, Raz, my brother from another mother, you know I want to go get the press conference right now, so I want to go jump onto that. But it's been a plum-pleasing pleasure, and big up every single person that has supported me when I was going through a very, very hard time. And I'm glad that so many other fighters are speaking about mental health now and mental health issues. And I was very cynical over these kind of things. Snap out of it, you can do, until it comes down on you, you get your dark cloud. When you get your dark cloud, sometimes you may not have an umbrella, but I'm grateful for all of the people that have put their umbrellas out. Steve Bunce as well. Steve Bunce was very, very supportive, man. Very, very supportive, right? Spencer Oliver, those, you know what I mean? Johnny Nelson, that's what I kind of get touchy when people try to pick on my friends.
Spence, as you said, you said it quite well there. I will leave you to it. Obviously, the press conference is taking place now, but yeah, we will catch up again, maybe on Sunday, just after the fight as well.
Thank you very much, my brother.
Spencer, Fearon IFL TV, thank you very much.
Dad, I've punched him a few more times.
5 blokes outside my front door. Can you come and help
One
me?
hell of a fucking story, so stay tuned.
Welcome, Team Everlast, to the Team Everlast Fitness app. Download the Everlast Fitness app and find your greatness within.